当一个人开口就把人类文明拿去跟整颗太阳比大小，你会觉得他在唬烂，还是他其实已经在算工程进度表？这集我们拆马斯克这套宇宙级的叙事到底在卖什么？先讲清楚背景，这段话出自 Brighter with Herbert 的访谈。马斯克搬出的是天文学家卡尔达肖夫在1964年提出的文明能量分级框架，用一个文明能调度多少能量，把它分成行星级、恒星级、星系级。这概念冷了60年，如今被重新端上台面，时间点不是巧合。它刚好接上了 AI 资料中心的用电焦虑和 SpaceX 想把大量物资送上轨道变便宜的商业节奏。它不是在讲科幻，是在替一条产业路线铺叙事底层。先听马斯克怎么定义我们现在的能量段位。
That's type 1. And then type 2 would be how much of the stars' power are you harnessing? And then type 3 would be how much of the galaxy's power are you harnessing? These are very objective and measurable numbers. So right now we're very low on the Kardashev 1 scale. Like if you say like what proportion of our planet's power are we harnessing? It's a very, very tiny number. And basically we're harnessing almost nothing of our star's power. So the sun is truly an immense thing. It is difficult with words.
他把文明分成3级，抓行星，抓恒星，抓整个星系的能量，然后说人类现在连自己星球的能量都只用到微不足道的一小块。这套框架的作用是把能源从成本项重新定义成一个文明的排名指标，用电越多不再是浪费，而是进化。这里藏住一个没明讲的叙事转向。过去我们谈能源都在讲怎么省，他偏要你改用我们用的太少的视角看世界，这叫稀缺翻转。当你相信能量几乎无限， AI 那些吓人的耗电量听起来就不再是问题，而是进度。那要真的去太空捞太阳能，卡在哪儿
？So when the aliens, hopefully there are aliens out there, and they maybe finally decide to talk to us, you know, where we have some respectable amount of the sun's energy being used.
Yeah.
That's not like totally pathetic, which is the current situation.
And so before we start sending data centers, sending all of this to space, there are some limiting factors that we got to get through that would traditionally make it so like this is almost impossible.
Yeah, what does it take to scale?
Yeah.
So things it takes to scale are you need to have a large mass to orbit capability, which is what Starship will give us. That large mass, so you ultimately need to send.
他坦白，把资料中心送上太空，真的去接太阳能，中间有几道几乎不可能的门槛，而第一道就是你得能把大量物资便宜地送上轨道，这正是 Starship 要解的题。注意这个叙事的自洽，宏大愿景的最后，指针精准转回他自家的火箭。愿景与产品被绑成同一条线，这是典型的愿景垂直整合。先把饼画到星系那么大，再让你发现通往那块饼的唯一收费站刚好握在他手上。发射成本能不能真的降到让送100万吨上天成立，才是这套故事真正的地基。其余都是上层建筑。把时间尺度拉长看，卡尔达肖夫这套分级的真正用处，不是预测人类几时上得了恒星级，而是重设问题。当所有人还在吵 AI 耗电、算力太贵，他直接换一个母题。问题从来不是能量不够，而是我们的想象力太少。与其问这愿景几时实现，不如问一个能把叙事拉到星系尺度的人，实际能在地面上兑现多少？愿景的高度跟工程的进度永远是2把不同的尺。宏大的叙事负责点火， 冷静的工程负责落地，两者之间有远有断真空。以上为资讯整理与科普评论，非投资建议。你怎么看？留言聊聊。想看更多大人物的白话拆解，记得订阅，也可以到 /invest 看整理。